Okay, hopefully this time there'll be no more issues there. For some reason, it wasn't showing up on the YouTube live stream page there. Because when we first live, it said, send us your video to start streaming software to go live, which I did. I put in the stream key. All right, now it's getting going there. And we are live. Yay, 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 yay. All right, here we go. And it says excellent condition. Yay, that's even more better now. Thank freaking goodness, man. Takes a while for it to finally load up on the load up what's being shown on the YouTube there. So hello everybody, this is Music Maniacs with me, Arknolia, and of course YR. And we're going to be, as I mentioned a couple of times in my previous vlogs, we'll be doing part 4 of our look at the 1960s artists, bands, songs, and everything else in between there. So here we are, once again. Right there, but first we've got to do our music news thing here. And first and foremost, we need to get into this. Now, I found out about this not too long ago. Seems that Pantera, the Pantera Celebration Tour, has been
Now, hold on a minute.
Blah,
We
blah,
need to
blah, blah.
save that for the end. We need to get into the Doors news and
Yeah,
then
the Doors news.
the other one I mentioned.
Kelly Hansen of Foreigners.
Kelly Hansen, yes.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
dive
gonna.
into that
Okay,
first,
okay, we
please.
need to talk about this one here. Lead singer of Foreigner, the current lead singer, Kelly Hansen, spoke on Bob Rush Radio about the legendary rocker's recent announcement that they're going to be embarking on their farewell tour. The trek is set to launch on July 6th in Atlanta's Ameris Bank Amphitheater for the third leg of the U.S. Live Nation produced tour. Foreigner will be joined by opening acts Canadian greats Loverboy. And asked if this is indeed Foreigner's final tour, Hansen said, quote, our plan is to do this until 2024. I've been asked many times to do, actually by many different people, to continue doing this. And for me, really, it's a matter of being able to perform these songs at the level they deserve and that the fans deserve. I cannot allow myself to do less than that, just as a human being. He says it's also gotten tougher and tougher every year to sing this great catalog of songs. And maybe it sounds like I'm whining. I'm not trying to whine. I'm really fortunate to be able to have done this and to do this with the band. It's just I don't want to sacrifice the quality of these songs and the performance of these songs. I mean, he probably doesn't want to go out there and butcher the songs with a bad voice there, like Paul Stanley has had a few times in recent Kiss so-called farewell tours there. So I think it's better to say, you know what, I'm going to leave here strong and let the memory of this live thing be strong as well. Now, when he was asked what he will miss about the tour of Foreigner, Hansen said, quote, the amazing crowds, the amazing band. I mean, what a great band with people that we all enjoy being around each other. We enjoy each other's company. We play in a catalog of songs that you couldn't dream of, you couldn't buy. And as a singer, to sing many hit songs from the start of the show to the end of the show, there's no fluff, no filler, and that's just a dream to have that happen. So I'm going to miss all that. And it's been a hard decision to make. But yeah, I think you have to get on with these things early and make sure you're doing the right thing. I've seen way too many other live entities happen that I feel shouldn't be out there anymore. Now, when asked when the final tour of Foreigner was, actually when it was first announced, that I meant to say, the band's leader and founder, Mick Jones, said, quote, many years ago I wrote a song called Feels Like the First Time. And today we are launching one last worldwide tour. We will be presenting a show that I know will have the same enthusiasm as our very first appearances. The tour will start this summer in America, and we hope to get to every place that we have played over the last several years. While I'm sure our fans will have mixed feelings about the end of the road for the band, I know our shows are going to delight audiences everywhere. So I guess what it is that what it looks like Mr. Hansen, probably just wants to stop now, go out on top before it gets to the point where his voice becomes all wretched and unrecognizable, as we see many times with Mark Slaughter, Paul Stanley, a couple times with David Lee Roth, such and such there. And I guess in a lot of ways, he wants to go out on top, needless to say there. That's what it looks like to me. Now, of course, Mick Jones, as you know, he's been having a lot of health issues, as we have stated many times. There are many shows in which it was just Hanson and the other current members of Foreigner, minus Mick Jones. So, a lot of ways, that, of course, has something to do with this being the final tour just as well there, basically. So, I don't know when they'll be playing here in Florida anytime soon there, or let alone Texas. We do not know. It just there should be have some dates for here, but it doesn't have it at the end of the article here. But you can expect songs like Cold as Ice, Hot Blooded, Waiting for a Girl Like You, Feels Like the First Time, Urgent, Head Game, Say You Will, Dirty White Boy, Long, Long Way from Home, I Want to Know What Love Is, and of course Jukebox Hero. A lot of songs from that band there. Or Love on the Telephone, which I remember hearing because the neighbor had the Head Games album, which I heard a couple of those songs from there. Dirty White Boy was a badass tune there, no doubt about it. And of course we cannot forget the title cut of the album as well. That was a big radio hit back when it was released back in 1980 there. All right, so guess what? This will be Foreigner's last tour, and if you're still a big Foreigner buff, definitely get your tickets and check them out live ASAP, because if I understand, this will be the last time we see that band perform live. And it would be nice to have all the original members of Foreigner, perform on their very final show there as a thank you to the audience for all those years of music that they provided us. Like, it will also be nice to see Lou Gramm and Mick Jones on stage together. Now, Graham, by the way, has been doing solo shows of his own, by the way. And I guess this will also be a good time to make amends with Hanson. Because you remember, not too long ago, Graham accused Hanson of ripping off his singing style, if I'm correct there. So, that's pretty much what's going on. Now, Wire, you said something about what's going on with another band, I guess? Wire? Dude?
No, the Doors is selling their thing.
Yeah, the Doors. Let me look that up here. I'm surprised about that. Let me get it on here.
Well, basically, the only ones left are Krieger and Densmore.
Yeah. Doors selling their catalog. All right. Okay. And it picked up the word yeah. Okay. Here we go there. This is from Variety magazine. Okay. Two remaining members of the Doors, John Densmore, the drummer, and guitarist Robbie Krieger, are selling
Densmore and Krieger.
Are selling their music publishing rights to a firm called Primary Wave. Now, Primary Wave Music has acquired the rights of two founding members of the Doors, Robbie Krieger, the late keyboardist Ray Manzarek, as they pertain to the band. The what's that word? Acquisition, whatever. The whole deal.
Acquisition.
Thank you. Includes their interest in the band, in the group's music, publishing catalog, recordings, trademarks, merchandising rights, and income, among other things. Now, the deal does not include the interests of the late frontman Jim Morrison or their drummer John Densmore. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, although a source tells Variety that the numbers were quote-unquote big. While the original band was the only active from its 65 foundation to about to the 1971 death of Jim Morrison, it ranked up a huge bunch of hits for the group, including Light My Fire, Break On Through to the Other Side, Hello I Love You, People Are Strange, Riders of the Storm, L.A. Woman, among many of the hits that the Doors have had that are still played on classic rock stations to this day. The Doors have continued in various various versions throughout the years. There was the Doors of the 21st Century. There was the project Riders of the Storm featuring Krieger and Manzarek with a whole bunch of different musicians, including Ian Asbury from The Cult. Now, Primary Wave's marketing, digital strategy, branding, licensing, and sync teams will work closely with the Doors manager, Jeff Jampool, to help drive opportunities across the catalog. Now, other negotiation deal was done by Mr. John Brianka, David Burns, Kelly Vallon, and somebody else there who I cannot pronounce. They negotiated a deal on behalf of the sellers. They said, quote, after 58 years and the most magical of times, I've decided to sell my share of the Doors to Primary Wave. This one from Robbie Krieger. Quote, this will enable me to help the many charities I've been involved in, and probably put some money in his pocket as well there, most likely, and some new ones as well. I know Primary Wave cares about music, art, and helping legacies go even further, bigger levels. Our longtime Doors manager, Jeff Jampo, will still be protecting our legacy in partnership with Primary Wave, so I'm comfortable and happy with the future of the Doors. Ray and I had spent a lot of time discussing the future of the Doors legacy and how to handle things after he departed this plane, said Dorothy Manzarek, who is the widow of Ray. Our family has worked patiently to find the right partners to continue Ray's lifelong efforts in protecting and promoting his art. I guess with and without the Doors, because Manzarek released a few solo records afterwards there. And now we are happy to finally come to agreement with Primary Wave on the continued guidance of our manager, Jeff Jampool. Primary Wave will be the right partners in this endeavor to build future generations of new Doors fans. The Doors are one of the most legendary rock bands of all time. We are looking forward to growing the legacies of Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek, said the CEO and founder of Primary Wave, Larry Menstill. He also says we are very happy to be working alongside such an industry icon as Jeff Jampool to tastefully grow opportunities for the Doors. So the Doors is selling their catalog to this company here, and I guess they're going to probably expand the Doors music and possibly in more movies, probably some, I don't know if it's going to be in commercials or whichever there, I do not know. But mostly with these companies here, most likely the members of the Doors will probably get bigger paychecks when you think about it there. That's what I guess what it's all about there, getting that money there. Because remember, the Doors haven't really done that much, since those so-called reunion shows that Ian Asbury many years back there.
Didn't they have Scott Stapp do something with the Doors once, front the band for a special thing or a proposed tour? You ever hear about that?
I only heard a little bit there. It would have been interesting because a lot of ways
them on some award show.
Well,
something.
I don't know about that, but there was a VH1 Storytellers program which had different guests, included Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction, possibly Scott Stapp, from Creed, And a lot of people saying, maybe Scott Stapp should have take over Jim Morrison's position there because he looks kind of like Jim Morrison in a lot of ways. They have the same kind of vocals styles and ranges. Excuse me. When you think about it, there. Hell, I remember years back that Danny Sugarman, who wrote the book "No One Here Gets Out Alive," if he had the choice of picking the New Doors frontman, it would have been Iggy Pop. Because when you think about it, Iggy is wild. He's crazy on stage. He did a lot more crazy shit than Jim Morrison did. Think about that one incident in L.A. where he actually accidentally cut his chest open there, and he had to go to the hospital as a result there. So that's. But then again, that's Sugarman's idea there. But in terms of working with Scott Stapp, I don't know. Maybe if Scott Stapp, I don't know how his hair looks nowadays because when he did that first Creed reunion tour, his head was almost completely shaved off there. But if it grows out once again, maybe you should take up the opportunity to do some Doors tunes with the two other guys there. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe. All right. So the Doors have now, along with Fleetwood Mac, Nancy Wilson Hart, have sold their shares to different publishing companies as well there. The Doors have now joined the list there. Now, this is one I want to get to up here, and this proves that in today's society, something you do 8 or 10 years ago will definitely catch you up in the end. This is from TheGuardian.com. 3 shows of the upcoming Pantera reunion shows have been canceled this week because of a 2016 incident where frontman Phil Anselmo did a Nazi salute and yelled "White Power" at a concert. Now, the Texas metal band, who have not toured more than 20 years, were dropped from the lineups of Germany's Rock and Ring, Rock Am Park festivals early this week, and the promoter of the festival cited public backlash to Pantera's booking as the reason for dropping the band, saying the decision was made due to intensive conversations with artists, our partners, and you, the festival fans. Now, Pantera's May 31st show at Vienna's Gasometer venue has been canceled as well as the Rock Am Ring, Rock Am Park. The promoter of the Austrian show did not provide a clear reason for the cancellation, only saying that refunds will be available for those holding tickets. Now, according to Blabbermouth, at least part of the backlash to the band's German bookings came from the German Green Party. At a recent Nuremberg City Council meeting, a spokeswoman for the party criticized an ensemble's repeated use of Nazi slogans and ideology, and said that it was irresponsible to book the band given the fact that I Am Rock Ring takes place on former Nazi party premises. Now, these two festivals are separate festivals that share a lineup in the style of the UK's Reading and Leeds festivals, Donington festivals, which has now been renamed Download Festival. Now, The Guardian has contacted representatives for Pantera to comment for the time being. Now, Asamo, as you know, came under fire in 2016, and he was at a Dime Bash show celebrating the life of murdered Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell Abbott. He ended his set by saying "White Power" and doing a Nazi Sikh House salute. After video of that incident circulated on YouTube and word got around on all social media platforms, Asamo first claimed that he had been making a joke about the white wine served to performers at the event, and told that those criticizing him said, quote, "Some of y'all need to thicken up your skin. He later issued a full apology saying that anyone who knows me and my true nature knows I don't believe in any of that there. The 2016 incident was not the only first time Vassamo has been accused of racism. In 1994, a reporter for MTV questioned him over elements of racism in his lyrics. And a year later, Vassamo reportedly told a crowd that Pantera shows were a white thing. Writing for The Guardian about the incident at that time, Dom Larson said that the consciousness of the metal world seems to be that Phil Samlo is racist and has been some form in this unsavory area. Now, there were a lot of stories about this for many years. I know a gal that I hung with, her name is Christina. She told me about the whole situation there. And I think that there was this one concert where Phil wore this one shirt. I've forgotten what kind of group it was part of, but it was just kind of stemmed from a Nazi Aryan background or something like that. That kind of bullshit there. But to do that at a Dimebag show, I mean, it was like Dimebag. I know Vinnie Paul, when he was still around, he called out Phil massively, saying that Phil was damaging the reputation of Pantera. That's not what I was saying, that's not what Pantera is about. You know, I was not happy about it myself. I'm against racism, as you know. And we just, it's not condonable. I'm sorry.
Well,
So,
there's if you go on YouTube, like Pantera live '90s, fan film footage or whatever
yes.
video footage from their original. There's rants or even just Philip Somno rants, being between songs, or
Yes.
he has a moment between a song and he'll say, going down that road,
Yeah.
like more pride, like this is Philip Insomnio, and all the races got pride, and I don't care if you're black, white, I don't care what color you are, but if you got pride, then show that. Our next song is blah blah blah. Like it sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then again, maybe Phil may have been high on those drugs he was doing at the time due to his back pain there. Because there was a lot of footage up there, I remember seeing it as well on YouTube. Phil zoned out of his mind there. And I guess he was calling his audience a bunch of so-and-sos there at one point there. Of course, that was later on during the 90s when he started to grow his hair out again. Now, like I said, we don't condone racism here. Racism is bullshit. Racism is for the ass wipes of the world out there. You know, I know. I think I mentioned this one story before. There was this guy named Matt back in Detroit. He was trying to get me to do the Sea Cow Salute at the Leland City Club in Detroit there as well there. A place where none of that shit is tolerated. He tried to get me to do that. I said no how many times. He says I'm ashamed at you, blah, blah, blah. I walked away from this fool. I told one of the security guards about this whole thing. He in turn told me, if he tries any to start that shit again, let us know. Later on, I leave the club for the night to head to bed. And then I find out the next day, he had pushed this one punk rocker kid down to the ground when the punk rocker wanted to confront him. And he got booted out of that place for how many years? Of course, but again, this guy is no longer around. He died many years back there from drugs. So, all I can say is, that shit would get you canceled within a heartbeat. Certainly for that. And any little mention about racism evolving towards that area there is going to get you canceled there. That's all I got to say now. especially on his social media platforms. All right, so enough of that. Shall we get on with our main subject, Dad, dudes? What's up, Festlub and BR in the chat there? Are we live? Arknolia?
Well, apparently we're live. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. So I thought I lost you there for a second there. You know, YNOYR still here there. All right, so shall we continue with our topic, dudes?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with the Temptations.
And we're on the
Had a-
T. We're on the T's, by the way. There.
Okay.
My bad.
And they had a big string hit, a lot of hits. I think my personal favorite was Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Oh yeah, that's always an interesting song though when you think about it. There, knowing the situation behind it.
Yeah. But they had they had the biggest one was probably My Girl.
Oh yeah, that was one. You may remember back in 1985 when Daryl Hall and John Oates performed at the Apollo Theater that year. They invited two members of the Temptations, Eddie Hendricks, David Ruffin, to come on stage to do a Temptations tribute slot there. That was big on that. Got made into a hit single and got played massively on the radio there.
Yeah. 10 years after started in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Late 60s, but they did.
Their group.
But they did start in.
Yeah. Yeah. We know that one of the main song, "I Love to Change the World." That's one of their big songs.
Yeah, that came out in the 70s, but
Really?
they had a lot of stuff in the 60s. Their live album, Undead, which had the first version of I'm Going Home, which was a concert staple for them.
Yep.
They played it in Woodstock and extrapolated it out to include several other songs in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Quite a nice little song.
Yeah, and one of their peak. That was one of the peak performances of that whole festival there.
Yeah, if you want to see somebody can play a little guitar, that is definitely you need to see them doing I'm Going Home.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the highlights. That was played massively around 1979. It was 10 years after the first festival, and that got played a lot on rock radio there, that version.
Yeah. Then you had Terry Stafford, who basically had one hit, but he did a song called Suspicion, which I think was an Elvis song. Pretty good song.
It wasn't wasn't Suspicious Minds, I know that there.
No. Suspicion.
Oh, okay, there.
Totally different song.
I see there, yeah.
Then you had Thunderclap Newman.
That's an interesting name there.
Yeah, he did a song called, go ahead.
Sounds like a name of a pro wrestler when you think about it.
Yeah, they did a song called Something in the Air, which Tom Petty covered on one of his greatest hits albums.
Nice.
Pretty good song, actually.
Ah. All right, nice.
Then you had the Tokens.
And we know their song, "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
Yeah. That was later covered by, I think, Robert John. Then you had Tom Jones, and to be honest with you, I like me some Tom Jones.
Oh yeah, who doesn't like Tom Jones nowadays? I mean, like this guy, along with Engelbert Humperdinck, was getting women's panties thrown at him left and right and every concert that he had performed there. It got to the point now where he's like, "Ladies, leave your panties on. Don't throw them on the stage for crying out loud."
Yeah, he actually had a pretty good variety show in the 70s, I think.
I remember seeing it on syndication. I think it may have been on a Canadian station there back in Michigan there. We had a Windsor, Ontario nearby across the lake there. And they would show a lot of programs like the Tom Jones Show and other programs there. Space 1999 with Martin Landau, by the way. I think that's where he got his acting start.
I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, well, I remember
I thought he'd been around a while.
the thing about I'm not too sure. I don't know much about Martin Landau. I just remember he was on that show. He started for that show for a good number of years there.
And he may have been on Mission Impossible for a while. I don't remember.
Oh, wow.
The old Mission Impossible.
The original, yeah. Not the movies with Tom Cruise, by the way.
Right. Then you had another pretty good group that had a string of hits called Tommy James and the Shondells.
Oh, yeah. We know there's some two main songs. Crimson and Clover, which Joan Jett and the Blackhearts covered. And, of course, Crystal Blue Persuasion.
Yep, Sweet Cherry Wine, Hanky Panky, Money Money.
Oh, yeah, which Billy Idol later covered as well there. Made it to a big hit.
Yeah. And I Think We're Alone Now.
Which later, I guess that song caused a lot of controversy, if I'm correct, because of lyrical content.
Yeah, pretty much. And one of those girls that covered songs did it too.
Yes,
I think it was Tiffany. But
yes, it was Tiffany back in 1987. And that became a big hit for her.
Yeah. Then you had Tommy Rowe. He did Dizzy, Sweet Pea, songs like that.
Ah.
Kind of bubblegum.
Bubblegum rock.
Yeah. Which was big in the 60s. We went over, and Traffic started in the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Late 60s, but they started in the 60s.
Yeah, we know the main members, Steve Winwood, the late Jim Capaldi, Chris Wood, and also Dave Mason. Dave Mason as well. They had a good hits with Dear Mr. Fantasy, the low spark of high-heeled boys, Shootout at the Fantasy Factory, many other songs they have as well. Oh, yeah, they had this album called John Barleycorn Must Die.
Oh, that was a great album.
Yeah, what was his meaning behind that title there? Was it about somebody of the same name who did something heinous or what?
John Barleycorn is a euphemism for liquor, actually. Because it's talking about the elements that make liquor, I guess. And it's just, I don't think they were necessarily against liquor, but I think it was something that it's an old time saying, I suppose, and they just kind of played with it. But there was some great songs in the album. Glad, Freedom Rider.
Yeah, I was going to mention that one just as well there. Glad was one of the big songs for that release.
Yeah. I think Glad was an instrumental, but I could be wrong. There was an instrumental. I think it was Glad.
I think they also did their cover of Feeling All Right, which is a big...
Actually, I think they wrote the song.
Because I know Joe Cocker covered his song a long while later.
So did Grand Funk.
Yeah. And later a band out of Novi, Michigan called the Oriental Spas. They had it on their album called The Telly Tree.
What exact year are we in?
We're still in the 60s.
Yeah, we're going by alphabetical order.
Specific year,
and some of these groups bled into the 70s and into the 80s, but they got their start in the 60s.
Yeah, and we're going by alphabetical order in a lot of ways here.
Yeah, because I found a fairly extensive list. Then we had the Trashmen, whose big song was, "Well, don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody's heard about the surf. Bird, bird, bird is a word."
Which
then
the
Ramones. Tremolos.
Oh yeah, as I mentioned, we cannot forget the Ramones cover of that song, as well as that song being done by Peter Griffin on Family Guy numerous times.
Then you had the Tremolos. "Silence is Golden" was their big song. Trini Lopez, "If I Had a Hammer."
Yeah, I heard about. I remember seeing a couple records. My dad had a couple of his albums there. He was also signed
Lemon
on.
Tree.
He had I guess he was a big deal. He was a singer and guitar player as well as. Yes, he was also signed on Reprise Records, which I understand was founded by Frank Sinatra, if I'm correct.
Right.
I mean, Reprise had.
Then you had
Go ahead. Let me say this: credit to Reprise Records for having not only Frank, Lopez, Jimi Hendrix, the Kings, many acts on that label there. And later on, also Fleetwood Mac throughout the 60s and 70s there.
then you had the Trogs, whose big thing was Wild Thing,
Mm-hmm. Which
and they had another pretty big hit called Love Is All Around.
I heard that many times. You gotta check out, by the way, the Jimi Hendrix Experience version of Wild Thing. They not only made that version massive, Hendrix himself and then went out with a massive ending there by setting his guitar on fire.
Then you had the Turtles.
Oh yeah, Flo and
Happy
Eddie.
Together.
Oh yeah, one of their big hits there. And of course, we know the members later became known as Flo and Eddie. They would hook up with Frank Zappa, be members of his Mother's Invention group there.
Yeah, they had a lot of hits.
Yep.
You Baby, She'd Rather Be With Me.
Mm-hmm. And also look for the album Just Another Band from L.A. from the Mothers with Flo and Eddie and Frank on it. Especially the album's centerpiece on side 1, Billy the Mountain. Definitely worth checking out.
Then T-Rex started in the 60s. Their big album was like, what was their big album? Black cover. Had Bang a Gong on it.
Oh yeah, that was Electric Warrior. I think didn't that came out in the early 70s, I think it was?
Well, it probably did, but the T-Rex was down in the 60s.
Yeah.
We'll probably get back to them.
Yeah, actually, you know
We'll
what?
go in the
It's kind of
70s.
funny, also, because I was involved with a lady named Lena in the early 1991, and she had this massive thing for Mark Bolan. You know, she was always interested in artists who were deceased, whether it's Michael Hutchence for In Excess, the late artist Prince, you know, this person, that person, you know.
And then people talk about Alice Cooper and I Love the Dead. Come on.
Exactly. Good point there, yeah.
And Cold Ethel.
Exactly. And didn't he start in the 60s as well there, if I'm correct?
Yeah, we talked about him.
Yeah, exactly. He released 2 albums for Frank Zappa's Straight Records. Easy Action and Pretties for You. And
Yeah.
and
One
those,
of my favorite songs by him was Ballad of Dwight Fry.
Oh yeah, which was in the 70s, but we'll definitely get on to that later on. And this is before he became the monster gimmick that later on. They were still in their early glam stage up there when those 2 records came out.
Then next you had the Unit 4+2, whose only hit song was something called Concrete and Clay. Pretty good song, actually.
I see there.
Then, of course, Vanilla Fudge started in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. And we know their drummer.
Their huge one was You Keep Me Hanging On.
Mm-hmm. The Supremes cover, which they turned into a massive, heavy masterpiece there. Massively heavy. And we know their drummer, Carmine Appice, who later drummed with Rod Stewart for a good number of years. Ozzy Osbourne had a band of his own with one of the guitar players from Whitesnake called Blue Murder. King Cobra in the 80s just as well there. I guess he hosts a podcast show where he interviews other musicians just as well there.
Then you had Vanity Fair, Hitching a Ride. Van Morrison and Them.
Uh-huh.
Here Comes Tonight, Gloria, Mystic Eyes.
Yep.
They had a pretty big string of hits. Baby Please Don't Go. A version of that song.
Yes, and which Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes also did their version of.
Yeah.
And Van Morrison would have... Oh, yeah, sorry. And Van Morrison would later have a good, successful solo career afterwards. Songs like Moon
Basically
Dance.
in the 70s.
Yep, and the 80s as well. Remember his song, Have I Told You Lately That I Love You, which Rod Stewart would cover on his Unplugged show and make a big hit there.
Then you had the Ventures, who was one of the big instrumental groups of the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
The Vogues,
Mhm.
5 O'Clock World, which became the theme for the Drew Carey show.
Ah.
And they had a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
Background.
What's up? I can't hear you, Wire. Wire, you there, dude?
We need to bring up the cigarettes that people smoked in the 60s as well. All those artists were smoking cigarettes. Keith
Oh.
Richards.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I don't know if Keith Richards. I think he quit smoking a long time ago. Being the Time Lord, well, of course, which is good because it added a few more extra years to the Time Lord there. And by the way, speaking of cigarettes, what year was when cigarette ads were banned from TV? I'm trying to remember.
I think it was the 70s,
Maybe so.
but you could look that up.
Because there were. I
Even
remember
the Flintstones advertised.
I was gonna bring that up because I remember Wilma's doing some mowing in the backyard, and with Fred is supposed to be doing something.
We'll leave something for the rest of us.
Yep. Okay. And they would start smoking and advertise the smooth packet. These brand of cigarettes. Blah blah blah. There, and it's like, wow, interesting stuff there. And these commercials were in black and white, by the way. There. Whereas the Flintstones cartoon show was in all color.
Yeah, you can look that up about the cigarettes because I have no idea.
You know what? I'm doing that right now.
Then we had Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders.
Ah.
Their big song was Game of Love. And then when they become the Mindbenders, it was Groovy Kind of Love, which
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins covered.
Yeah, in '88 for that movie he did called Buster.
Yeah. Then you had the Walker Brothers. One of their big songs was The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore.
Ah.
They had another one, but I can't remember the name of it.
Okay, let me look it up here.
We Five, You Were on My Mind.
Oh, yeah. All right. Wait a minute. It came out the word Diana for a second there. Son of a bitch. And I just reprinted my words that I just said there. Now you got to start over. Son of a bitch. I hate when this happens.
Then you had the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. What a name.
Yeah.
They
What
did a song
year was
called,
cigarettes banned from TV? My bad. Cigarette ads I meant to say there. All right, 1971. That's where it started.
I thought it was early 70s, but I couldn't remember for
No,
sure.
I couldn't remember. Sure, I never smoked, so I don't really know there.
Then you had the Who.
Oh yeah.
Not only huge in the 60s, huge in the 70s, and pretty much in the 80s.
Absolutely, but because I would consider them the first punk rock band because not every artist in the 60s and 70s would smash their instruments at the end of their show. You know, come right to kind of the debaucherous songs that they did at that time there. I mean, like my
generation did that.
Well, give Keith Moon his credit. He was like a monster behind the drum kit there.
Actually, I said the Move, but they smashed stuff on stage too.
Oh wow, I never knew that there. But give Keith Moon his credit. You know, they were one of the first bands. Actually, give the Who their credit. They wrote songs like "Hope I Die Before I Get Old," which was an FU to the senior citizens at that time there. I mean, they wrote songs about masturbation. "Pictures of Lily," was about that, which at that time was untouchable.
Yeah. I Can See for Miles.
Another good one there. One of our neighbors had a compilation album there, some of the earlier material called Meaty Biggie Bouncy. What it was?
Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy.
There you go.
That was
Thank
their
you.
greatest hits.
Yeah,
that was their greatest hits album.
And that came out, when they started to grow their hair out and change their look as well there.
Yeah. Willie Nelson started in the 60s.
Yeah,
Of course, Willie Nelson's almost the same age as Keith Richards.
all right, there. Yes, he's another musical Time Lord there. And it's kind of funny. Willie Nelson did not look like he did back then there. He looks more clean cut, suit and tied, everything there. Like a regular country artist there. It would be years on down the line, he would change his look to the look that we know now today as the outlaw look.
The Yardbirds.
Oh, yeah. And we know the three main guitar players from them, like the back of our hands. The late Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton. And we know the songs like Heart Full of Soul, For Your Love, Over, Under, Sideways, Down, their version of Jake Holmes's Days of Confused.
Shapes of Things.
And let's not forget, it was Keith Relf's death, their frontman, that kind of like gave everybody a good reason why water and electricity should not mix. For what I understand,
Right.
he from many circuits that he got out of a swimming pool, plugged in an electric guitar, and got zapped to death. And I guess that would later, when Led Zeppelin found out about that, they were kind of like petrified of performing in the rain. It started to rain while he was doing this outdoor show, and the fear of getting electrocuted, they left the stage, and a whole bunch of shit started afterwards there. The whole riot started.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you had the Youngbloods, whose big song was "Get Together."
Mm-hmm. Yep. We know that. I
And
heard
that
that
was
many
Biggie.
times. I heard that song many times there.
Come on, people, smile on your brother.
Uh-huh.
Then you had the Zombies. She's not there. Tell her no.
Mhm.
Time of the Season.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Time of the Season actually became a hit after the group broke up and Argent had been formed.
Ah, interesting there.
That whole album that Time of the Season's on is a good album, Odyssey and Oracle.
Ah, obviously.
Pretty good songs on it.
Interesting there. It was kind of funny as like when I think about some of the songs that one particular movie comes to my mind, and we know which movie I'm referring to. It was a book written by Arthur C. Clarke, and you know what I'm talking about. It was considered the Star Wars of that generation. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Still a classic. There's still many theories about HAL 9000 on YouTube videos today by various channels and vloggers. When you think about it there.
They just renamed him Alexa.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And give it a So it's safe to say that Alexa is a tranny version of HAL. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Okay. I would like to kind of go into the number one hits during a particular year, and I'll start with 1960.
Mm-hmm.
And the number one hits, and it'll give you an impression of how music changed drastically when we get into this. Here were some of the number one hits of the 60s, 1960. El Paso, Marty Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
Running Bear, Johnny Preston. Teen Angel, Mark Denning. Theme from a Summer Place, Percy Faith, was actually the number one hit of 1960.
Ah.
The whole year. Stuck on You, Elvis Presley. Kathy's Clown, the Everly Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's Somebody's Fool, Connie Francis.
Wow.
Alley Oop, Hollywood Argyles.
Ah.
I'm Sorry, Brenda Lee. Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini, Brian Hyland.
Ah.
It's Now or Never, Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
The Twist, Chubby Checker. My Heart Has a Mind of Its Own, Connie Francis.
Ah.
Mr. Custer, Larry Verne. Save the Last Dance for Me, The Drifters. I Want to Be Wanted, Brenda Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia on My Mind.
Ray Charles.
Right. Stay, Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs. Elvis, Are You Lonesome Tonight? That's pretty much the way things were in 1960.
Ah.
Now, 61 isn't much different. Wonderland by Night, Bert Camford. Will You Love Me Tomorrow, the Shirelles. Calcutta, Lawrence Welk. Pony Time, Chubby Checker. Surrender, Elvis Presley. Blue Moon, the Marcells. Runaway, Del Shannon. Pretty good song.
Yep.
Mother-in-Law, Ernie K. Doe. Traveling Man, Ricky Nelson.
Wow.
Running Scared, Roy Orbison. Quarter to Three, Gary U.S. Bonds. Number one song of the year was Tossing and Turning by Bobby Lewis. And you had Wooden Heart by Joe Dowell. Michael, the Highwaymen. Take Good Care of My Baby, Bobby V. Hit the Road Jack, Ray Charles. Run Around Sue, Dion. Big Bad John, Jimmy Dean. Please Mr. Postman, the Marvelettes. The Tokens, The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Ah.
So you can see that it's kind of, there's good songs and all, but it doesn't really get you like it did.
Now, in the 60s, Dr. Brown on Ark, do y'all remember? There was radios. We know that.
Yes.
But was there radios in cars?
Oh, yeah.
60s?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They just didn't have tape players or 8-track players or CD players back then.
Yeah,
The 60s?
car radios were big in the 60s.
Yeah. Like, say, if you're
I
driving
was around, remember?
Yeah. Remember, the Ark was around a lot more than I was. Remember, I was still a wee kid. I was still in my mama's womb before 66 there.
Yeah, I was born in 1950, so.
Yeah. It's kind of...
Oh, and by the way, there were car radios in the 50s, too.
Yeah. And I think, if I'm correct, I was reminded of this. We were discussing that. The 4-track cartridges that looked like 8-tracks. Were those a big thing back then as well?
Not really.
Because my dad had a big collection of those there, ranging from Nancy Sinatra to Motown's best hits,
Once
the
the 8 tracks
Ventures.
came around, most people went with them.
Yeah, and plus, also that's when the first heard Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band on the 4-track cartridge, as well as the U.S. soundtrack for the Beatles' Help.
Yeah. Okay, 1960. Where am I? 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
You had songs like The Twist, Chubby Checker, Peppermint Twist, Joey D and the Starlight, Duke of Earl.
Duke of Earl.
Yeah, Gene Chandler.
Yep.
Hey Baby, Bruce Chanel. Johnny Angel, Shelley Fabares. Good Luck Charm, Elvis Presley. Soldier Boy, the Shirelles. Number one song of the entire year was Stranger on the Shore by Mr. Ackerbilk. Then I Can't Stop Loving You by Ray Charles. David Rose, the Stripper. Rose. Yeah. Okay.
I think about this one skit on the Benny Hill where Benny Hill, as a doctor, was asking the lady to disrobe on there to check on someone there, and he gets a hold up there. Then we get the other doctors. They puts on the stripper theme music, and so she starts on a strip. The boy's like, oh yeah, until the elderly nurse comes in and boops them on the heads and tell them to go away there. That was Benny Hill for you.
Continuing. Roses Are Red, My Love, Bobby Vinton. Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, Neil Sedaka.
Oh, yeah.
The Locomotion, Little Eva. Sheila, Tommy Rowe. Sherry, The Four Seasons. That's when they pretty much started their thing. Monster Mash, Bobby Boris Pickett. He's a Rebel, The Crystals. Big Girls Don't Cry, The Four Seasons. Telstar, The Tornadoes. And that's kind of an indication of how things were going in 60s. 62 anyway. And in 63, you had songs like Go Away Little Girl, Steve Lawrence.
Steve Lawrence.
Mm.
Isn't that the comedian?
What?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, SC.
SC's
Trabajo.
here.
SC Trabajo. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm listening to Arknolia.
Pardon me?
He's listening to
Pardon me?
Arknolia, he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you had Walk Right In by the Rooftop Singers. Hey Paula, Paula and Paula. Walk Like a Man, The Four Seasons. Our Day Will Come, Ruby and the Romantics. He's So Fine, The Chiffons, which later become My Sweet Lord.
Pause.
That was an inside joke.
I know, exactly. But we know where you're coming from there.
I Will Follow Him, Little Peggy March. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get another girl to marry you. Jimmy Soul, actual song.
Oh, wow.
I know. Here's a good one. I don't know if they used to play this back, obviously back in the day, but one hit wonder.
Wait, hold on.
Well, hold on a minute.
Pardon
It's
me?
one hit wonder. It was by Joe Cronin, and I think this is. Nah, go ahead, Popito.
Pardon me? No, what are your thoughts on I know this is off topic, but what are you guys' thoughts on Linkin Park?
Linkin Park? The band?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a Linkin
No, the
Park located
location.
in Michigan. Yeah, in Michigan.
But are you guys big fans? You guys don't care? You guys think they're pussies?
No.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, I wasn't that big fan of their stuff there. Wasn't then back then, still not them today there.
So you don't think it's a banger?
There we go. What?
You don't think that's a banger?
Yeah, I know it was a big hit there. I know one girl I was listening to them on a date together back around that time.
Try so hard into the phone.
Yes.
In the air.
I love when he does that voice. And Leon.
So wait, SC Steve, you're officially here. What is your opinion on me and Dr. Brown going to the Judas Priest concert? Best meeting in the community.
Not seen that.
You know, it's both. It's on it's on YR's channel and my channel as well. There.
I'll take a look at it when I get a chance.
All right, there, definitely. You will not be disappointed there.
Steve, give congratulations. Steve is expecting a little meeting.
Stop! Don't tell people. Oh my god.
Then you had It's My Party, Leslie Gore. Sukiyaki by Kyo Sakamoto.
Oh man, you gotta. You ever heard that song? SC. You took your love away from me. That's not the original version. The original was sung in Japanese. It was about a man facing death.
Was that like a Quarterfish 100?
Oh, dude.
The Joe Cronin.
What?
What are you talking about?
What?
I know what you're talking about, dude.
What the fuck?
Damn. The fuck is that, bro?
The fuck is that?
I have
Producer
no.
G?
I have
Filthy
no.
Mouth producer.
I mean, filthy. I said
Filthy Mouth
producer.
camera, yo. We should get him on the call here sometime on this show.
Filthy Mouth cameraman. Yeah.
Yo, I love this song.
Then you had
Who can guess that song right now?
Oh, California Dreamin'.
All the Leaves Are Brown, you know.
And the
on
sky
on.
is gray.
R01.
Did because you get 8 seconds on YouTube, that wouldn't be a bad episode. Like SC plays 2,
Like a random song and have them guess?
yeah, like 2 seconds.
We gotta do that. You know, when you think about it, there, we should probably do that.
All right,
Probably
let's do
on-
it right now. How about guess the guess?
We know that one there.
That's the Animals. Don't let me be misunderstood.
Ding, ding, ding. 1-1. Yo,
Lil
Wire,
Wayne,
keep a tally.
Carter.
Keep a tally.
It's Lil Wayne, the Carter 3. Go ahead. And the winner of this will receive a prize. The winner of this will receive a
Ticket to the NHL game.
a vinyl record of an NHL game on record.
Nobody yet. We didn't. Oh,
House of the Rising Sun.
by the Animals.
He won.
That's right.
He won.
And Art
Arknolia
gets a copy of Tony Riververe's new band, 13 Inches of Victory.
Oh, come on.
No, we don't. Jesus. You love drama, huh, Earl?
Yo, do the brown.
He's getting off
Can you do the brown?
I had
can you
to do
brown
that.
Person, can you do the brown impersonation?
Oh,
SC, it's a famous
gosh.
bit.
Oh my
It's
god.
been a year I haven't done that.
I want to talk to drama, but when I can
I
tell
don't
God.
want to talk to drama. I came here to count with Count Dracula.
Oh
1,
gosh.
2, 3, 4.
Listen. But when I do, I listen to the DVS Dave the Rose program.
No. Sorry. All right, one last one. I want to test you guys.
Okay.
One last one. This is going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put, hold on.
Is this going to be a Mexican one? A Mexican
No,
song?
idiots.
The Sound of Silence.
Nah. Ready?
I know.
Set. Oh, wait, you guys know
Nickelback.
That,
Yeah, you
I
guys
think
know
that was
that.
the wrong one there. Somebody there.
that. Yeah, no,
Wait,
that
can you
wasn't
play
it.
it again? Play it one more time? Niggerback by...
Oh,
What?
Oh, no. All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready. Oh, I love this song. Say What You Will by Fastway.
Yes. Ding,
Love that
ding,
song.
ding.
Badass song.
Earl.
So you know that one, really?
Yeah, dude.
Badass song.
The
a
beginning. I
badass
love
album,
the beginning.
Yeah.
The guitar. Look, here. It sounds like a YR intro song.
Is that like what the Mexicans listen to?
Sounds like an intro for you, YR.
It's like a Mexican song.
And by the way, the singer for that band now fronts Floggin' Molly, Dave King, and the guitar player was Fast Eddie Clark, who used to be a Motorhead. Rest in peace.
All right, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, finishing up 62.
Yes.
Surf City, Jan and Dean.
Gin and tonic?
Jan and Dean.
Ah.
My boyfriend's back, The Angels.
You have a
Blue
boyfriend?
Velvet. Song title, but okay. Blue Velvet, Bobby Vinton. And the number one song for 1962 was one called Sugar Shack by Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs. I'm leaving it up to you, Dale and Grace.
Nothing. So there's another person out there trying to act like it's us.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Oops.
Come on.
Did Dominique by the Singing Nun. And that was 1963.
Oh.
That ain't us.
Music changed drastically when we hit 64.
Yeah.
Started out, though, the number one song was one called There I've Said It Again, Bobby Vinton.
Mm-hmm.
Then, in February, the Beatles hit with I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yep.
Number one song for 1964. And this continued a string, because next was She Loves You.
Mm-hmm.
Then Can't Buy Me Love.
And the British
you had,
invasion was born.
British invasion, 1485.
Then you had Louis Armstrong, Hello Dolly, Mary Wells, My Guy. The Beatles again, Love Me Do.
Yep.
Dixie's Chapel of Love, Peter and Gordon, A World Without Love, which was penned by
Lennon McCartney.
McCartney Lennon. I Get Around, the Beach Boys, Ragdoll, the Four Seasons, A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody Loves Somebody, Dean Martin, House of the Rising Sun, the Animals,
Yep.
Oh Pretty Woman, Roy Orbison, Do Wah Diddy Diddy, Manfred Mann, Leader of the Pack, the Shangri-Las, Ringo, Lauren Green, I Feel Fine, the Beatles. So when 1964 came around, music changed a lot as far as the record buying public was concerned.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna play this real quick. Shout out to YR for this.
Say all scraps are on. My house is dirty.
Question
And?
for you guys. You guys back from the decades ago. Did you guys rock
My house. You like My House is Dirty?
You like that?
Hmm.
Did you guys rock mullets back then?
Yes.
We did, yes.
Not when I was growing up, because you couldn't do it in school at that point.
Well,
We had some photos of you back then.
We had strict dress codes in school when I was growing up, so we couldn't do stuff like that.
yeah.
Do you guys consider country music as rock music?
Some of it is.
Okay.
Man, we're gonna show y'all too. The whole video of the show. It's My House is Dirty.
You pick the Spanish?
No.
No, you really. You pick a panda?
You pick the Spanish? I'm a worker, sir. What do you guys think about Blur?
The band Blur?
Mm-hmm.
Not big on them.
Right. You guys are more like your type of decade, right? You guys don't like the newer stuff.
Well, some of it I do. You're going to find, though, when you talk to most people, music that they remember most and are most fond of is music that was going on during their teenage and young 20 years.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's true there. It's like
you can relate most to it. What is going on?
What the heck is that?
See, most of my...
What the fuck? Alright, who's jacking off?
Doing triple T's?
What the heck? SC, what are you doing, man?
That's not me, dude. I'm looking.
YR, what are you doing, man?
I don't think people are entertained by this.
This guy's a clown.
For instance, most of my favorite music is 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Now, when we get on a little bit in years, I'm okay with some of it, but it doesn't strike me like music from the 60s and 70s does.
Ah.
Of course. I mean, it's what you could be most relatable to, is what you like.
Right.
Which band would you say is probably the last, not the last, how do I say this? Like the last good band that came out?
Because there are bands that I like that are semi-current. I mean, I like Porcupine Tree, for instance, that most people never even heard of.
Correct. You, Earl?
Well, the last band I saw was, of course, Judas Priest, which, of course,
No, the last band that you liked.
The last band you
You
liked?
didn't have to see them, just one. Yeah, last one.
The last good band that you think came out.
New bands that just came out that you like?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the last great band that I liked?
Correct.
Okay, there. The last great band I liked was, let's see, Stone Fury.
Wow.
I also like Fate's Warning.
Yeah, they're pretty good there. I've heard a lot of good things about them.
I think I know their song. Hold on, is it? Hold on, is it this one? Hold on, you guys keep talking. Hold on, I think I know. I think I know one song. I forgot. Is it this one? Is it that
I don't
song?
think so.
No. Fate's Warning is a heavy metal band.
Oh, damn.
Good song by them is something called Heal Me.
Heal me, heal me, heal me.
Little interesting fact about 1965, the number one song for the year never reached number one in the weekly chart. Wooly Bully.
Oh yeah, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, which got its was mentioned a few times in the Fast Times at Ridgemont High movie there.
Oh shit, Chavo got locked up by her.
For real?
Yep.
For what?
Talk about it. Talk about it right now.
With Chavo Guerrero or Chapo.
Chavo. Nah, but come on. Damn, man. Which, I think I've asked you guys this. Which is your favorite frickin' song of all time?
That's kind of a tough one when you think about it.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
really
let's
have
say.
one.
All right. Let's pick scenes. Let's pick moments. If you guys are about to, let's say, you guys are at the peak of your life, and you guys are about to fight someone who touched the woman you like, right? Which song would you play in the background?
Seek and Destroy.
Whoa. You are
Man,
Eye of the Tiger?
well, no, I like the song okay, but it certainly isn't one of my favorites.
All right, now let's say you're out with a woman you love. Which song would be in the background?
Eat Me Alive by Judas Priest.
Okay. Paradise.
This is a joke, but
I know.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Oh yeah.
Now let's say you guys just went through the most tragic moment of your life. What song would be in the background?
DOA.
Oh yeah.
Wait, let me look that.
DOA by the band Blood Rock.
That was a joke.
Yep. But definitely,
DOA.
DOA. He should learn about that song there as well.
Yeah, listen to it. Listen to the lyrics and get creeped out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There you go.
He found it.
Yay.
He found it.
This sounds scary already.
Right.
Yep.
Let me read this comment real quick. It says
listen to the lyrics.
It's 8 minutes. God damn.
Yep.
I know. But
This
it's
comment
worth it.
says, after 30 years as an intensive care nurse who has seen many, many, many people die, this song still creeps me out. But I still like to hear it now, here and then. I've even taken care of 4 plane crash victims, survivors of 3 different crashes, which is extremely rare. Very few make it out of the hospital. But this song is scarier than the terrible accidents I've seen. There's just something about the music, the diminished chords, the melody, the style. For the time it was released, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's only, and what they're right.
It really does sound like a fucking scary song.
Yeah. Like the beginning of
listen. The lyrics will creep you out.
I will listen to it later. Love it.
Definitely.
I think you'll actually like it a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Most people do after they listen to it.
Absolutely. And this song got banned from a lot of radio stations. It was, guess the FBI got involved in it as well there because of the content.
Well, the guy wrote the song after he witnessed. He was on an airplane ride with a friend, and the friend got back in the airplane and took off, and he witnessed the plane go down and his friend die.
Wow.
And then he wrote that song.
Wow.
How about you, Mr. Earl? What song would be in the background after a tragic moment just happened?
I never really picked one there. But actually, you know what? There is one there. After watching my father die and coming home.
Angelina do to
What? What are you talking about, Wire?
watching Jersey Shore right now, the new season.
Hey, YR, I don't care.
Oh,
Come on, man.
I'm just joking, but I really don't like that show.
same.
It's a good show.
Earl, you were saying?
Okay, it was a song by King Crimson called "Islands." The chorus of that song came to my mind after my father passed away.
Sorry to hear that, brother. Let me play it real quick. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
11 minutes? What's up with these songs?
Oh, well, not every
Whoa.
song has to be 2 or
Well-
3 or 4 minutes. There are songs that could go about over 20 minutes.
Jeez, I never knew that. So, okay, let me read a quick comment. It says, I had a wonderful time playing this. No, I want to read something. All right, here you go. This song is for me, The Big Bang of Peace. I had it in my earphones at the hospital while being close to death. Though fully conscious and fighting cancer before a transplant saved me, King Crimson's Islands was telling me, quote, anyway, this will end. It will be fantastic, end quote.
Interesting.
Stream and tree encircled by sea.
Oh, I love it.
Waves sweep the
There you go.
sand.
I'm going to give it a like and listen to it later.
Yeah, definitely.
You
Yeah.
guys want to talk about creepy songs? This is one of my favorite creepy songs.
Hmm. What the heck?
What do you guys think about that?
Sounds like an 8-bit.
It is. It is an 8-bit.
Yeah.
Great song, though. Great song.
Yeah, you want to talk about long songs? Well, you may not want to talk about long songs. Genesis has a good one called Supper's Ready. 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or better yet, Pink Floyd's
It's a good-
Echoes, 24 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and that's a great song.
Oh yeah. Steve, when you watch 2001: The Space Odyssey at the last half hour,
Please call me
play
SC.
that song.
Please call me SC, please.
SC, okay, SC. When you watch 2001: A Space Odyssey, the last half hour when David Bowman's going through all that stuff there, had Echoes by Pink Floyd playing throughout that.
And of course, there's Dogs, which is well over 10 minutes. I think it's 17 minutes.
17 minutes.
That's a great song by Pink Floyd.
Yep, absolutely.
Hold on.
There.
So sorry. The movie Space Odyssey was made in 1968?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow, so they made it even before the actual thing happened.
Yes.
Now, do you guys really think that man landed on the moon?
I know. I wasn't there.
Conspiracy theory.
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I wouldn't tell there. I was a wee kid. I was still in preschool around that time there.
Yeah, but obviously years later, you hear stuff, you see some things, you read stuff online.
Yeah, all these computers saying that the walk on the moon was a fake. It was all done in the studio. Yada yada yada. Like
But
I
it makes
said.
you think back ever since.
Yeah. Then again, these conspiracy theorists are going to come up with their own little theories about this and how they made that happen there. All I know is that, like I said, I was still in preschool. I wasn't able to get on the rocket ship, let alone go to any NASA station there, because we didn't have any in Michigan. So, what can I say?
Okay.
Though I do admit I wanted to check out the NASA space station on the way when we were vacation in Galveston, back in Texas there.
You guys know that song?
I don't think I do. No, you got to give me a clue. Play it again once more.
Let me. Ready? 1, 2.
Mm-mm.
No,
Ring a bell?
not really there.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Oh my gosh. You should probably look for the one called Josie in Outer Space because they did a different version of that show there. Taking them into outer space.
I thought you guys would remember that one. You
No,
guys failed me.
you know
How
what?
about this one? How about this one?
Oh, man.
The banana splits.
I love that song.
My gosh. You should watch some of the shows from that there. Me and my old
I
girlfriend.
used to.
Yeah. Used to watch all the cartoon segments on there, as well as the live segment called Danger Island.
Do you remember the dog was like?
Yep.
Absolutely there.
I was trying to remember his name. I think it was, what was his name?
I don't remember.
It started with an S.
Yes.
Damn it!
But I remember that dog.
Let me guess. Did he wear one of those pilot hats? And was he alongside Dick Dastardly?
I don't recall.
One version of it was
Muttley.
Muttley. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's it. Yes. Yes, Muttley. He was like a Dick Dastardly's companion and henchman. He was always going a lot of times. That's him.
Reminds me of Bullfrog. Whatever happened to that guy?
He kept away. His family doesn't want him on any shows anymore there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about him. You made that noise and it reminded me of him.
I know, yeah.
Where's is this what RY does a lot? He just walks away.
Yeah, I was wondering, where did he go there?
Of course, we can't see that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he did.
I don't know.
Hello.
There you
Oh,
are,
there he
dude.
is.
Gonna say, oh, it was muted. I hate when you do that. You're like, oh,
Let's
I
dive
was
into
muted.
some drama. What is your opinion about Tony from Revere, Dr. Brown?
Well, I have yet to even be on his show. I know he was a guest on our show here, discussing the new metal scene there for a while there. Well, I have yet to have a one-on-one with the guy, let alone call on his show there, as I mentioned there. So, I know he did a lot of some stuff there that was not too cool, and I know he apologized to Ken, as he stated to you and Nikki Nines on his show there at one point last year. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I've never had a one-on-one with the guy.
That's right. Come on. SC, what is your opinion about Dr. Brown?
I think he's a great dude, but I think low-key he loves to talk about drama behind the scenes. I think he loves to talk about it. Just dive into it. You can hear when he gets off to it, basically. There you go.
Yeah, right there. I like, I've been watching a lot of drama shows as of late on YouTube, clips from Steve Wilkos, Maury Povich. You look up all the clips of "You Are Not the Father" from one channel named Ray Ray, and you see how these dumb broads act when they find out that the man they're saying is the father of the kid really isn't. They all run in the background, cry like bitches, blah blah blah, run down the hallway, tripping over everything, boom.
You got me tripping, stumbling,
Yep,
tripping. Oh, you know that song?
I've heard that a couple times there at my job there.
What? Where do
Yeah.
you work? Look at this.
I work at a grocery chain, and they play a
No,
lot
you
of
have to-
regular music, mainstream music, all the loudspeakers there.
So you know this song then? You know the song?
Gotta play a little bit more of that. Oh, that one there. Oh, yeah, they played that a couple times.
Why are you know the song? Okay.
All right.
Wow.
So YR's mute.
This guy never speaks, man. How do you guys put up with him? Like, how do you guys handle the show? I guess you guys just don't mind him being in the background.
No, he's fine.
Yeah, he contributes a lot of times there. A little sidebar here and there.
Smart ass remarks he makes.
Yeah, but we grew up with I grew up with smart ass remarks almost all the time. It's being tossed around from mom and dad, sister, brother, everything else there. You name it.
You see, Steve, we're gonna keep stirring some shit, my brother.
There he is.
There you did.
What do you think about SC Steve calling and talking to Streamlabs about Joe Cronin's show?
Jesus.
I couldn't hear you in the background. Your voice faded.
Oh my god, dude. This guy
SC Steve calling Streamlabs.
is calling now. Now I call them. Okay?
Going in on Streamlabs on Joe Cronin's show there.
Yeah, apparently I called them.
Jeez, Discord ain't enough no more?
What was that?
You know, because he doesn't do Skype. Cronin doesn't. He usually uses Discord.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
I only used Streamlab Yards one time to call in on Sean's view. That was about it there.
Whatever happened with that guy too? Is he still around?
Yeah, he is. He still does, you know, breaking news. WWE's going to do this. WWE's going to do that there.
Jesus.
Yeah, he still does that there from time to time again. I know it hasn't streamed in a while there.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me?
What?
Pardon?
I could have did the Indian voice.
I can't pardon you. I'm not the governor.
Yeah.
Oh. You mean the president?
Well, the governor does it too. Come on, guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Does the mayor do that as well there?
I don't think it goes that low.
Oh, okay.
No.
I think it's basically the president and the governors.
Okay, there.
Well, I feel like Extreme Shaft is a good man.
Who?
What?
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 Huh?
What?
Huh? What? Who? What?
See, Steve has some explaining to do. I think he needs to bend the knee. Oh, yeah.
To who?
Junior, Randy Savage, Junior.
Who is
Going
Stream
all the
Shaft?
way to the grump, the street of the dump, and we're gonna suck some gunk with SC Steve. Ooh, yeah.
That actually rhymed.
Yeah, this is Macho Man Randy Savage, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Mega Powers.
All right, real great.
right.
Sounds like we're at the funeral.
Sounds like a funeral.
Well, it's about time to conclude the music show. You're going to move on from there?
Yeah, we're gonna do a cooking show now.
All right.
Yeah, do a
Oh.
cooking show.
All right.
Earl's gonna feature it on it.
And I guess Wire's going to teach people how to make sausage.
Oh, yo, he's making fun of you. What? Yum.
Wire's going to demonstrate boiling water.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, talking about Wire.
Oh, Betty, speak out. He should teach Bullfrog if he was still around how to cook.
How about what happened to Keith? What happened to him?
I don't know where he is today. No, he started talking about Keith. I'm kind of wondering myself. You know, I remember Wire said yesterday that Keith may not be around today.
Wow. I remember he used to love you guys.
But there was no reason to stop loving us.
Who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay there. So, Ark, are we done with the 1960s list there, or there's still a few more to go there? Because I know you still had a lot of number ones in each year of the 60s there to go.
Yeah, but heck, it's past time for the show to go.
That's true there. It's about 8:30 p.m. here.
Well, we can. Well, I thought we were going to pick up the 70s next week.
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
8:30. Don't you live in Texas?
No, I live.
Well, it's 7:30 for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I remember. Yeah, you didn't know that we moved to Florida at the beginning of December?
What?
Yeah, we did.
We being Earl Brown and his family. I'm still in Texas, and YR's still in Texas.
Yeah.
Why did you moved again?
Yeah, we did.
I swear, when I left, you were like moving to fucking Texas.
You know, I moved to Texas way before I joined this community, and that was back in 2014.
What? I thought you were in Detroit. Wow, I'm so fucking confused.
Yeah, we moved to Detroit from Texas in 2014. I joined this community in 2017, which I'm still part of, and we moved from Texas to Florida in 2022.
Yo, I swear you just moved to Texas not so long ago, or I think you moved somewhere else in Texas.
Yeah. Well, we did
I
a
think
you
pretty much stayed in Houston.
How's Florida?
Actually, Florida's pretty good there. You know, it's a little bit on the chilly side currently because since nighttime is rolling around. But then again, we're still in the winter stage there. Can't wait till it gets summertime so I can start riding my bike around the area here, going this place, that place there.
You did not just say chilly. What's the weather like right now? Then?
Well, right now it's let's see. Let me check the phone here. Blah blah blah. It's right now 63 right now.
Yeah, that's chilly to you, boy. Over here it's freaking 38.
Wow. Well, don't forget.
Let's see.
I'm a northeaster myself there by birth, so I know where you're coming from.
You should know what it's like. You should know what's cold and what's hot.
Oh yeah, I see photos on my Facebook of all the people I knew back in Michigan. They're showing pictures of outside their areas right now. Snow all around the joint.
It's 44 here right now.
Yeah.
B and Earl's like, 68 degrees. It's kind of chilly. My nipples are getting hard.
Well, living in the southern states will do that to you from time to time there.
Sickening.
Yeah, I should probably call it a night there, Ark, I guess, you know. Definitely resume.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely resume on the next Wednesday there when we start in the 70s.
Yep.
Yep, and that's when the boom of music really started coming out there.
Yes.
All right, so where's YR? Is he still in the background?
YR.
Yo, YR,
He's
dude.
hooked. Hot dogs.
All right, so
Prom? Is there a fucking prom, Keith?
Keith? What?
wrong. No, Keith.
No key today. Probably next time there. All right, so let's
Okay.
let's
Okay.
end the show. And SE, thanks for coming on, dog.
Hey, yo, I appreciate you guys having me.
Hey there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably get you and Jacob RP it on just to piss off Vikings fan.
Oh, how's he doing? Wow, I forgot about him. How's he doing?
Who the fuck cares?
Oh, I
Ooh.
know.
Hey, remember he took all the shots he took at me?
Yeah, but I figured everything's better now. It's not.
Yeah, he's got his own issues to deal with.
Okay.
Right there. All right, so we'll see you guys next Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will start on our list of the artists, bands, and songs from the 1970s. And we will see you then, all right? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mhm.